We need to understand how beautiful we are, how rare and wonderful. I'm in Toulouse. See all these colors? I love colors. A lot of times, one reason people love the Impressionists so much, including me, is all these colors. They're so vibrant. I saw one of Van Gogh's paintings of the famous one of his room. I think it was in London. Where was that? Anyway, I'm asking the lady who was the curator, I think, about talking about the painting, but later I think I read it. Actually, I think I read it where he said this is mainly about the color of his bedroom. He was thinking that, and that's one of the things that he does the best. My gosh, you can't take your eyes off of them. You're colorful. I'm here and you're vibrant. We need to show that a little more. I'm in Toulouse, and a lot of people walk around. So many people wear black. I've lived in Seattle before. So many people wear black. I'm like, God, man, wear some color. I'll wear black, but then wear something, make the red pop or the blue or green or yellow. We're colorful. I was going to tell the story. So I wear these hats. When I was riding a bike, I don't have a car, in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Kind of goofy. I'm a goofy guy. I don't mind goofy. I remember dating a girl once and I had my hat like this. She goes, turn that right. And I'm like, yeah, I'm cockeyed. I want my hat like that. Anyway, my friend I was wearing a stocking cap. He goes, you look better in a stocking cap. I go, man, I'm 60. I was 66, I guess. I go, man, I'm 66. I'm not really worried about what I look like. If I was, that would be, I think, a sickness. It's sad to see these people, especially women, with, fillers and their lips look like, oh my God. Why do you want to make your lips look so big? Why do you want, if they get older or even younger now these days, want the cheeks to, it's almost like, why are you trying to be someone else? Understand your beauty and understand that some people are prettier or more handsome. That's just the way nature evolved them and us. And that's not something that should be held against them. But it's not something that should elevate them into the stratosphere. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so handsome. And a curse they have, they don't know who really loves them. They don't know. I'm sure the girls all get hit on by everybody because of how they look. If they're some of the prettiest. And the guys, I'm sure, are the same. Most of us have never had that problem. Which I say kind of as a joke, but it's not really a joke. It's starting to get dark here. What do I want to talk about? Resolutions. I like resolutions. I like some tradition. Some traditions are bad. Slavery was a tradition. Women not voting was a tradition. In some countries, it's still a tradition where men are in charge and women have no input. Sad. God made women just like God made man or men. Actually, I'm going to guess the first human was a woman, and then she had a man, because women are the life givers. How could it be any other way? Talk about Adam being the first person. Well, I'd be surprised. Happy New Year. Oh, I was going to say tradition. Black eyed peas tomorrow. Black eyed peas for good luck. My mom Hell, she was from Nebraska. I think that's more from the South. But I like that idea of black eyed peas and trying to give yourself some good luck, thinking positive thoughts. I recommend the way she did it: black eyed peas, sausage, and fried potatoes. It's pretty heavy. It'll fill you up. You know, throw in some garlic and ginger and onions, green pepper with the potatoes. That'll help. Resolutions. I like that. This is New Year's Eve. I like resolutions on New Year's Eve. I'm having trouble with my hips. It started in COVID when I sat too much, and then I'd get on my bike and I'd sit again. I didn't understand. I was stupid. I think it was self-inflicted. Although the doctor said, showed me the x-ray and said, it's bone on bone. We need to replace your hip. But part of me is like, man, I think it's my quads and my glutes. I mean, I'm feeling it in my muscles, or I'm feeling it in my tendons or nerves even. So I'm trying to stretch. I'll tell you, a good thing to do is planks. It seems silly, you do a push-up basically and you're up on the ground. You're like a push-up and you just hold it. Just hold it. And even the Marines, they're not doing sit-ups anymore to build their core because it's hard on the lower back. They're doing planks. So I recommend planks. So my resolution, try to be healthier. And at 67, when I was 20, 30, who cares? It didn't matter, man. You were bulletproof, man. You could do anything. But we have to be more aware as we get 50, 60, 70. Oh gosh, I need to stretch. I need to, it's the three-legged stool: stretch, aerobics, and weights. Take care of yourself. Make a simple resolution that's you could possibly succeed in. Don't set yourself up for failure. So I want to stretch more or be better health. I eat pretty well, and I tell you, how do you make a good meal? Well, you cut up vegetables for 20 minutes. And then somehow you put those into the meal. I haven't done tofu here. We eat too much meat. It's hard to digest, but beyond that, it's hard on our hearts. It takes a lot of water. I had a friend, talk about taking showers, saying, man, I hardly ever take a shower. You take a shower every day. I'm going, yeah. Or I want to say, yeah, that takes about 20 gallons of water. Cheeseburger takes about 600. And because of global warming, this thing that we're not dealing with, we're not acting like it's real, we're being shitty citizens of our cities and our countries and our earth. And we're being shitty spirits, not respecting Mother Nature and the Supreme Being. And it's coming back to haunt us. And because of all these storms and the drought and the fires and the floods, the cost of things are going up, whether it destroys crops, infrastructure for your energy. That's one of the reasons electricity is going up. And what do some people say? Burn, burn, burn. Drill, drill, drill. More oil, more coal. We're just making it worse. We know this is bad and we should turn to clean energy. But we play dumb. We act dumb. We follow the dumb or the greedy. I don't think they're dumb. I think they know what they're doing. They're making good money. And they clean energy. Who owns the sun? Who owns the wind? Who owns wave energy? Who owns geothermal energy? Nobody. You can own oil. You can own coal. You're not going to own the sun. Thank God. I'm not sure what this beer is. I have another one. I was in Belgium once. Leffe? Anyway, 1240. So they started brewing that 800 years ago. Unbelievable. What else do I have? Gosh, now it's hard to read. Festive. I wrote down festive. Be festive. This is New Year's. We should celebrate each other. And I wrote embracing the mission. Embracing the mission. I think that's part of a song. I might write that tomorrow. Hey, and you know how things go up and down? And yeah, so I was down the other day, just about different things. Life, a lot of things are going on in your life. I know that, not just one or two things. A lot of things are going on in life. And if enough of them seem negative, or loneliness, or just uncertainty, sadness, whatever it is, you can get down. But luckily, I came around, and this morning I wrote 2 songs. Yeah, they're simple, but I liked them, and they were positive, and that's what I want right now is positivity. I want to share positivity. When I say embrace the mission, part of my mission is to try to make us wake up and learn how to love ourselves and each other and this holy planet, and also be festive and have a good time and celebrate. Why would Jesus make wine if we weren't supposed to drink it? Moderation. You don't want to be a drunk, but you want to have a good time. Maybe that'll be a song. I don't want to be a drunk, and I don't want to be a monk. Somewhere in the middle. So it's getting dark. But I think I just wanted to talk to some people that have reached out and said nice things to me and made me feel good. It's sad that we're so lonely and isolated, but that's the culture that we've built. We have built this. One thing I like about Toulouse compared to Fayetteville, Arkansas, is a lot of people are walking places, and then you can get on the bus and you're going somewhere with other people, or you get on the subway and you're going somewhere with other people. You're around other people. In America, you come out of your house, you get into the car, and you drive by yourself. Hell, I remember in Issaquah, Washington, 25 miles to the east of Seattle, driving out and driving back into the city. And they had a lane for car sharing, 2 people. Me and my girlfriend, we would use that. But almost everybody was in these other lanes. Just one person in a car driving, using all this energy, being all alone. So these people that say America, love it or leave it, or other countries, love it or leave it, they're giving up. They're giving up on their country and making it a better place. No place is perfect. We might have 40 million people in poverty, but we have 100 million people struggling. Maybe more than that. What do they call it? Paycheck to paycheck? If the prices go up, or if something happens to the home that you're buying because of a storm, a drought, a fire, your water table goes down, water scarcity. We're building in places that don't have enough water for the people, and we don't seem to care until it gets to a place of catastrophe. See, that's what is happening with global warming and the concentration of wealth into these billionaires who are trying to control all our information and our elections. but we are good. We are noble. We are honorable. We are awesome. We are spiritual light. You are spiritual light. I say that and you can hardly see me because it's getting dark here, but I don't want to turn on a light. I want to finish this out. Finish out 2025. I had good parents. Now, I might say my dad was a great man, but not a good father. And if he was next to me, he'd probably go, that's fair, that's fair. I remember talking to a lady, a friend of my mom's, and I said that to her, and she goes, but he provided for y'all. And I felt like saying, you divorced your husband, who was a doctor. He probably provided even better, but he was an alcoholic too. So it's not just money. It's humanity and caring for each other, being honorable, being truthful, not being selfish. We're so selfish. We're taught to be selfish. And so we've been taught that taxation is a bad thing. We build this country together, every country, working people mainly. So to concentrate wealth the way we do is a sinful thing. It's a obscenity. It's a political obscenity. It's a spiritual obscenity that we have to correct. You talk about wealth redistribution. That's already happened. It's already been redistributed to the top. We need to bring it back to a more equal society. It says all people are created equal. How can you be created equal if one is born to a billionaire and one is born to somebody in poverty? Is that created equal? Spiritually, we're still equal. But if you're in poverty, that's going to decimate your spirit. I remember working with the homeless. And one guy, I did the laundry for over a year. One guy, I did his laundry and we became kind of friends, and he had played some what did he do? He played college baseball. Anyway, he was an athlete, played baseball, pretty good baseball player. I don't know what happened to him. But he became homeless. And one day he came in and he was shook. He was shook, man. He was different. He was nervous. He was different in a bad way. And I just said, I forget how we were talking. Anyway, he had slept under a bridge for a couple of nights. He'd been, instead of sleeping where he was, I don't know where he was, but sometimes they have camps, or sometimes the shelter is not too bad. Sometimes the shelter is a bad place. And you'd have to think it might be with 100 people all struggling and desperate, and many mentally ill, drug addicted, all that stuff. But I could tell he was, hurting. And this idea of, if you talk about the mentally ill and the homeless, I tell you what, you become homeless for a week, you're going to be mentally ill. Or in a way, is sadness mentally ill? Is anxiety mentally ill? We're all on a spectrum. Nobody's perfect. But you live on the streets for a week, and you're going to go to a certain place that you don't want to be, a higher level of mental illness. And that's going to happen to everybody trying to live on the streets. If you can't, and hell, these days a lot of people are working and they can't afford rent. We have to create more housing that's affordable, and that's not happening through the private sector. It may have to be the public sector, and it can't be these piece of shit housing projects that they make that are inhumane. I wrote a train through the Netherlands and looking out the window, all these nice apartments. People don't live in houses, they live in apartments, but they're nice and they're only 2 stories high, maybe 3. And a lot of Paris and Toulouse and London, a lot of these places, especially that are hundreds of years old, that's how high the buildings are. 3 or 4 floors. They don't have an elevator, some of them. So you had to be able to walk. But it's apartments. I tell you true, you may not be able to buy a house. That's okay. But we need to own our home. And that can be an apartment that we take care of and help the people around us that are in the apartments around us. And if somebody gets too wild and crazy and loud, well, the other people in the apartments, they have a meeting and talk to them saying, hey, man, we live here together. You're going to have to bring the noise level down and learn how to live in a community. There's these videos these days of a guy, a lot of them. There's lots of them. A guy will go out in the woods, maybe with a dog, build a cabin. It'd be cold. Chop some wood, build a fire, cook the meal, go to bed, get up. A lot of them don't even have any words, no words. It's just a guy by himself in the woods. I'm strong. Look at me. I can do this by myself. Okay. And I think that's cool, actually. But there's 8.2 billion people on the planet, millions of people in cities. That's interesting, but it's not realistic for most of us. Most of us need to live together. How are we going to live together? How can we afford a good life? How can we afford to give everybody a quality of life, a standard of living that's noble and helps them achieve our potentials? And part of that is loving each other, growing intellectually, learning more, creating, sharing. I'm coming to you out of the dark. I mean, it's only like 6 o'clock. But it's December 31st, so it is dark. Anyway, thanks for being yourself. Trust yourself. Trust your heart. You were given a very good heart. You might have had some really terrible and troubling times in your life. I have. Most of us have. We've also had some wonderful grace. And inside, that's what we have, is wonderful grace and light. And we need to continue to cultivate that and share that and help cultivate that in our communities and love our friends and the strangers and just become what we're supposed to be. These wonders of light energy flying around in dark, cold space. We are so special. We are so rare. We are so grand. Happy New Year.